Due to the tense and dangerous military situation in the Middle East, I would like to discuss the military strength of Iran. While Iran boasts a formidable military, the question remains, is it strong enough to challenge a heavyweight like Israel? Let's delve deeper into this question and explore the details. To begin with, let's examine some of the key basic data regarding Iran. The country has a population of 81 million and a GDP of 404 billion US dollars, which translates to a GDP per capita of approximately 5,000 USD per year. This economic performance does not place Iran anywhere near the top 20 economies globally. In fact, it lags behind Israel, which, with a GDP of 509 billion USD, ranks significantly higher despite its much smaller population of just 9.7 million. This gives Israel a GDP per capita of 52,500 USD, more than 10 times higher than that of Iran. Iran allocates $10.3 billion annually to its military and maintains a total of 610,000 soldiers, making it the 8th largest military in the world in terms of personnel. Now, let's first take a closer look at Iran's ground forces. The Iranian army's ground troops are indeed substantial, with over 2,000 tanks, 65,000 armored vehicles, 2,600 artillery pieces, and more than 750 mobile rocket launchers. This makes the ground forces a significant military power, capable of facing other nations effectively. For example, when compared to Germany's ground forces, which have only 295 tanks in use, of which only 239 are operational, it becomes clear that Iran's ground troops represent one of the country's strengths. However, it's important to note that despite their size and strength, these ground forces would be of limited use in a direct conflict with Israel, primarily because the two countries do not share a border. Next, let's turn to Iran's air force. Despite the large number of soldiers, Iran's air force is relatively small, with only around 30,000 personnel. Moreover, its equipment is not the most modern. The Air Force operates approximately 550 aircraft, many of which are fighter jets dating back to the Soviet era. Although these jets have been technically upgraded to extend their range, they are still not on par with the latest advancements in military aviation. In addition to these, Iran also possesses Chinese F-4, F-5, and F-7 jets, as well as older American F-14s. Now, let's move on to Iran's Navy. Make sure to stay until the end, because there's a significant surprise in store. Iran's Navy consists of 4 diesel-powered submarines and at least 15 mini-submarines, alongside 5 Hudon-class missile boats and 10 Combattante II ships. This composition means that Iran has a fairly well-equipped navy, capable of defending its maritime interests. However, Iran's greatest military strength lies in its missile capabilities. The country possesses a vast number of missiles, including hypersonic missiles with a range of up to 18,500 kilometers and an arsenal of up to 3,000 ballistic missiles, some of which reportedly have a range of up to 2,000 kilometers. Another significant strength of Iran is its drone capabilities, which have already been deployed in Ukraine, where they demonstrated their dangerous effectiveness in modern warfare. Overall, it can be said that Iran is a military power that Israel would find challenging to confront without allies. Iran's extensive military capabilities could inflict massive damage on Israel, the full extent of which is difficult to predict. However, it is important to recognize that Iran's considerable army, while dangerous on its own, is not the only factor that defines its military strength. You may have already guessed it. Iran's military power is significantly bolstered by its proxy armies. These include groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthi rebels, Al-Mukhtar, PIJ, and Al-Hashd al-Shabi. These proxy forces are one of Iran's unique strengths, enabling it to intervene in conflicts and advance its interests without being officially and directly involved. Some of these groups are better equipped than entire state armies. For instance, before the current conflict, Hamas was estimated to have up to 30,000 fighters and an arsenal of up to 6,000 rockets. However, this group is a lightweight compared to Hezbollah, which is believed to have between 40,000 and 150,000 rockets, as well as combat drones, although it has few tanks and no air force. Hezbollah's troop strength is estimated at 20,000 soldiers, with an additional 20,000 reservists. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, Hamas is considered the most heavily armed non-state actor. When considering the Iranian military and these proxy groups, it becomes evident that Iran not only benefits from its large, though somewhat outdated army, but also from the ability to strike in various parts of the Middle East through its military groups without having to act directly. In conclusion, Iran is a military power that should not be underestimated, and through its non-state military groups, it can exert significant influence throughout the Middle East.